Booker T. Washington, founder and president of Tuskegee Industrial and Normal Institute, valued education and instilled in his students of African heritage values of hard work, creativity, and entrepreneurship. These values have empowered my family members and me throughout our family heritage. Booker Talifero Washington, born in approximately 1856, was enslaved in Virginia on a plantation. The younger Booker yearned to learn, to read, and serve America. Washington attended school and became an educator after slavery was abolished. He assumed the leadership of Tuskegee in Alabama in 1881. As principal, he transformed the campus from a rundown building to an educational institution offering 38 trades. His first book, Up from Slavery, tells his story and is highly read today. Washington authored 13 additional books. Booker Washington also founded the National Negro Business League. He contended that through hard work and becoming entrepreneurs of their previous trades, such as bricklaying, carpentry, farming, and design, Americans of African heritage would be recognized as financially independent and empowered, yielding indispensable members of American society. My great-grandfather, Harry, taught my grandfather, George, to persevere and walk in Mr. Washington's footsteps. Like Mr. Washington, my great-grandfather was born into slavery, and his family had been sold twice. Due to my great-grandfather, Harry's mentoring and support, my grandfather, George, attained a college education and taught young male students in the trades and industry skills. He also built a school, designed and built his own uniquely accessible home. I wish that I had asked him to teach me how to create the unique armless chair and empty flower basket with circular handles, Roman topiaries that he sculpted with his ambidextrous hands. My grandmother, Ethel Louise, Grandpa George's second wife, received a letter of acceptance signed by Principal Washington, but instead later attended the University of Arkansas, where she met my grandfather. She became an elementary school teacher and later mentored young college men for 17 years as a resident dormitory mother at the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff. My mother, Lois Anita, grandmother Ethel's daughter, graduated from Tuskegee in 1949. Mom then moved to St. Paul, where she married, divorced, and then married my legal dad, James Melvin Young, who remained employed as a red cap for the St. Paul Union Depot for 20 years. Mom and Dad celebrated their 57th anniversary on April 21st, 2013. Dad is one of two remaining former red caps who are still living. My mom used our family values and strong work ethic as a registered nurse, evening supervisor, and later the director of health education for 25 years at the original Children's Hospital of St. Paul, formerly located at 311 Pleasant Avenue. She continued her education after raising 4 artistically engaged children. In 1974, my mom received her degree from Metropolitan State College Without Walls as the first American student of African heritage to attain that honor. In addition, Lois Anita Young published articles in health fair and magazines. She became an entrepreneur of Lanita uniquely designed jewelry. My grandfather, at 92 years old, designed and built our family bookshelves that held books of prized authors, many obtained from Tuskegee, where my mother studied. I read the works of Benjamin Franklin, Viktor Frankl, Louisa May Alcott, Lorraine Hansberry, and Booker T. Washington, to name a few. Reading opened new doors for me. The late former President Richard Milhouse Nixon invited me to chat with him in his West Wing Oval Office on April 29, 1969. We had previously met in September 1968 at the Rochester, Minnesota airport. I felt as if I were standing in my hero's footsteps. President Theodore Roosevelt welcomed Booker T. Washington to the White House. Mr. Washington became the first African American to receive that honor in 1901. In a similar light, I was the first of two senior high school students to sell individual $1 stocks in my junior achievement company to an incumbent president at the White House. I handed the commander-in-chief his initial $1 investment and 10-cent dividend. Nixon shook my hand, then congratulated me on my good management, and then said, "Now come on down here and fix up our budget." I graduated from the Minneapolis Community and Technical College after high school. I became the sixth of six graduating accounting students in my class to become employed utilizing my business skills. Booker T. Washington's values were woven into the backbones of my great-grandfather, grandfather, grandmother, and my mother, who role modeled those values to me. I would like to share my favorite words of Booker T. Washington with my valued artist, writer, poet peers. No race can prosper till it learns that there is as much dignity in tilling a field as there is in writing a poem. Celebrate April 5th in the memory of Booker T. Washington. I aspire to inspire.